Broadcasting from Cincinnati, you're listening to the Ringside Reporter podcast. All the news from the world of boxing right here.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
Now, here's your host, Eric Lorda.
And we are live. Welcome to the Ringside Reporter Show, where we talk about the latest boxing news. If it's related to boxing, we will talk about it right here. My name is Eric Lorta, and I'm here with my co-host, Joe Habib. We got a great show for you today, and if you want to call and ask questions, you can't, because lovely blog talk is what? Down again, Beeb. Let me tell you what. No, listen, this is why they're going out of business. This is why the last day is in January, because they suck, all right? Real bad. This is why, listen, this is why, like I said, they're going out of business. They sent me, we're going out of business in January. I'm so sorry. We're going out of business. Tough. You know what? That's what happens. That's what happens.
It happens when you suck.
You know, and I call and get a free month. So what? I don't get the service anyway. So what does it matter?
Get a free month for them to try to log in again and have it not work when you need it again.
What do we do? We do 4 shows a month, every Sunday, right? Roughly 4 shows, maybe some more. But the ones we take phone calls in, 4, right? On our flagship, right? 4 shows. That's it. You can't work 4 times a month. That's it. If I'm your guy and I told you, Beeb, I just need you to show up 4 days a month. That's it. You think you'd be able to do that?
That's right, yeah.
Sounds pretty easy, right? Apparently it's skilled labor. Who knows? You kidding me?
Lois, the same thing. I only need her 4 times a month, man. She's reliable.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Shows up. She shows up 4 times a month when I need her.
Yes, she does.
You know.
She shows up. Let me tell you what.
I'm saying.
All right, listen, man. We had other action last week aside from Lois. ESPN, Oscar Valdez versus Emmanuel Navarrete. ESPN special, baby. Navarrete steamrolled Valdez. Joe, this wasn't even close, man. Come on. This wasn't even close. I don't know. What were the announcers talking about? I heard Tim Bradley and that other fool over there going nuts, talking about, oh, this is a good fight. Oh, he just hit him with this and hit him with that. Blah, 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 blah. Man, that was about as one-sided of a fight I've ever seen.
You know,
he was sitting there getting impaled on that jab, going backwards constantly. It wasn't even close, man.
The thing about Valdez is, if he's not able to impose his will on his opponent, he's not terribly effective. And that doesn't mean he's not a good fighter, but he just doesn't match up well against guys who can outwork him.
It's a big guy he was fighting too. He looks like he's up too high in weight, Valdez does.
Yeah, Navarrete looks huge, right?
Yeah, he was big.
And the thing is like I said, if he's not able to apply pressure and push his opponent back and wear them down, and he's in there with a person that's quicker than him or can outwork him or who he's not as big or strong as, he's going to have problems because he can either be outworked, outmaneuvered, out hustled, and if all those things happen to be evident in his opponent, in the same night, then he's in for a hell of a fucking night. I'll tell you that. He's in for some problems, right? So that's the thing. You got a guy like neither one of these guys are the fastest guys in the world, but the thing is Navarrete has that engine. He has that volume. He has that constant work rate. He has those punches coming from all unorthodox angles. And he throws that uppercut from like left field, but he always seems to land that uppercut, every fight, and it's effective. And he's a great body puncher too. This guy just swarms you with pressure. He's like an octopus in there with the way he throws those punches. And again, unless Navarrete is in there with a speed demon, then he's in there with a guy who's a speed demon who can get off first against him. If he's able to just let those combinations go from everywhere, and no one and nothing's there to stop him, then he's going to continue to do that. He's going to continue to overwhelm and just cover his opponent like a blanket, and that's what happens.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And I'll tell you what, I noticed when Valdez throws shots, it's almost like he throws them from the floor. He throws like these wide looping shots that, like, if you get
He
caught with them,
loads up
like,
with his shots a lot.
yeah, I'm
He
looking at those
telegraphs
shots.
it.
I'm like,
He does
wow, those
telegraph
are
a lot.
telegraphed. And I noticed the same thing. Who was the one dude he fought? Man, I can't remember. The one Mexican dude, Burchelt.
Michelle, yeah.
Burchelt. And he kept hitting him with that right hand, that from the floor crossed over right hand, that big swooping right hand. And, he was able to hit him. You're not going to be able to hit very many people with that, though.
Absolutely.
And he didn't, and especially in this, in this fight too, he didn't hit, he didn't hit very much with that either, man.
Yeah.
He
was just overwhelmed.
Yeah, I thought he looked good, man. I thought he
overwhelmed
did,
in this
man.
fight.
Yeah, and you know what? And listen, all credit to Valdez, because I think he did the best he could. He was in there trying.
A lot of heart.
This wasn't, the next fight here wasn't Ramirez here, but this was. I mean, this guy, he was there. He was there. He was outmatched and outgunned, but he was there fighting. And that body shot. Let me tell you what. That first round, I think it was another one in the fourth round, wasn't he? Was knocked down. I think like late or something like that. And that last round, that sixth round, that shot that he hit him with, man, that was brutal. That was a brutal shot.
Perfectly placed shot, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was a brutal shot, man. So, man, Navarrete looked great. I thought he really looked good. Oscar Valdez, as somebody mentioned in the chat. Yeah, shoe shine boxing. Valdez has never quit, broken jaw and all. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's a fighter, man, no question. But I think that given the fact you can either go down and wait, try something, or I think it's time for him to find greener pastures somewhere else, man, because man, look, he took a lot of punishment last night.
Well, he's slowing down. He's
absolutely slowing down.
Slowing down. Looked like he's lost a step.
Yeah.
And again, when you're in these hard fights, doesn't matter
there's
how
no
old
quit in that guy.
It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter that you had like 33 or 34 fights. Everyone's biological clock is different, and it depends on the type of fights you've had in your career, because certain fights take years off of your career. And as Shoeshine said, shout out to Dave in the chat, this guy's had to overcome a lot of things in his career, and one of the biggest things was fighting with that broken jaw. So he's been in some tough fights. He's been in some wars because of his style. He's a come forward, aggressive guy. And he puts himself in harm's way a lot, puts himself in danger. And as a result of that, sometimes you take more punishment than someone that has a more risk-averse style, right? If you have a risk-averse style, like some of the other fighters out there, like a Shakur Stevenson, obviously you're going to get some more miles out of your career. But if you fight like Valdez did, even though you're pleasing the fans, it doesn't always make for a long career. And he had a decent career in terms of time, but he's never going to be one of those guys that's going to be like Canelo and have 60, 65, 60 something fights. Right. So,
right. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us out and helps us out, man. We're not asking for tons of money or anything like that. We just need you to like and subscribe for us, man. If you like what we're doing, and even if you don't like what we're doing, just like and subscribe. All right, just do it. Come on, what's the matter with you guys? Where does Valdez go from here? Because I honestly, I can't see him in the upper echelon anymore. That's number one, unless he drops down in weight. But I don't think that's really a good option for him either. I think that his days are behind him. And like you said, he's definitely slowing down, so where does he go from here?
Well, if he's made enough money, which I believe he probably has, seems like he's a pretty level-headed guy. I don't think he's ever going to be a champ at 135. This 130-pound division is still pretty stacked too. I don't know. I don't know if he wants to just keep fighting for the sake of fighting. If he could still make money doing this, but like Brad, I think Bradley, or I think either Bradley said it or Mark Kriegel or Joe Tessitore, one of the three last night said they don't know if we're going to ever see him in a fight of this magnitude again. So if that's the case, do you want to take a step back and a step down and fight lesser guys, be in lesser fights, just fight for the sake of fighting and not be in meaningful, purposeful championship level fights if that's what you want to do? But it's tough to do that when you've been a champion multiple times and you've been at a high level and you fought on these big cards and you've been a main eventer. Do you really want to step back? That's something he's got to ask himself. And usually guys that continue on, they have to continue on, whether it be for money purposes or what have you.
Yeah.
And again, I don't believe he's in that situation. I hope he's not in that situation. Doesn't seem like he is. So if that's the case, then why not ride off into the sunset? So I look at it.
I agree. Mars Boxeo says Navarrete versus Oshaki Foster.
Great fight.
That's a really good fight.
Great
I
fight.
would love to see that. Call Turkey El Sheik and get him to make it happen.
Absolutely.
Because he's making all the fights happen. You know what I mean? I mean, he's been perfect for boxing. Perfect. Except when it comes to Tank Davis. I don't know what the deal is there, but yeah. All right. Robesi Ramirez versus Rafael Espinosa. Man, I tell you what, you talk about disappointment. Top Rank's got to be kicking themselves. Espinosa wins via TKO over Robesi Ramirez after Ramirez quits in the 6th round. So the way it went down, man, is just seconds into the 6th. Ramirez was hit with it looked like a short right hand, I believe.
It was a short right hand.
It was just a little short right hand. It didn't even look like a big shot. That's the other thing. It didn't even look like a big shot, you know.
It was a sharp punch, but it wasn't one of those types of punches you would think that would, rattle somebody or buzz him or stun him. But you could see it hit him right in the eye. And
it was a good shot, but nothing crazy. Nothing that should have, it led to what it led to. As soon as he got hit with that shot, he steps back and he puts his left hand up over his face to indicate that he had enough. And he started walking away. Fight was stopped. Referee stopped the fight right away. And I'll tell you again, the ESPN host on this, man, both Bradley, he's starting to go to the body now. Ramirez is starting to turn the tables. I didn't give Ramirez a round. I didn't give him one round.
Maybe. I don't think I gave him a round either.
Maybe it wasn't close.
Maybe one. I don't even know if you could give him a round, though. You're right. It wasn't a close fight.
Yeah. Unbelievable. I mean, seriously?
Well, you know me, I have to always be the compassionate one on this panel because you've thrown fighters to the wolves. The way you disparaged Daniel Dubois, now he's the IBF heavyweight champion, and I never gave up on the guy.
Is he a belt holder or is he a champion, Beeb?
We have to follow. We've adopted your way of thinking here. Yeah. You've convinced the people at the board of directors here at Ringside Reporter that there's no such thing as a belt holder. So we've adopted your principles.
He's the champ.
But technically, I would consider him a belt holder. Usyk is the champion.
Yeah.
Usyk's the champion. But regardless of that, he beat Joshua in a big fight. So I guess they're saying it's being reported that Ramirez has an orbital bone fracture. He broke his orbital bone. And not all those orbital bone fractures are created equal. I remember when Paulie Malignaggi...
Meldrick Taylor broke his in the fight with Chavez.
Yeah, and that's a good point. And let's even take a look at the one
in the fight.
Yeah, let's look at the one with Paulie Malignaggi. And sometimes when you see those fractures in the eye is really right around the eye, around the sockets, really swollen. It looks like deformed.
Mm-hmm.
As crazy as this may sound, sometimes the excess swelling, right, keeps the eye in place and prevents it from moving around. The big problem is when you have those kind of fractures where the swelling is underneath the eye, and the bone could be cracked. It could be the fracture could be pinching on the nerves or whatever. Paulie Malignaggi said his face was numb. It was almost it was numb. He couldn't even feel his face because it was so swollen, right? But in a case when you had Dubois and you have this situation where there's blurry vision and the eyes the eyes could possibly be moving around. That's dangerous because if the eye is moving around, then the back of that eye could pull away from the retina, and that could be a career-ending injury or even a sight-threatening injury. So I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I know a lot of people aren't giving him the benefit of the doubt, but sometimes those orbital bone fractures can be tricky, and if you continue to fight with those fractures and the eye, like I said, is moving around, could easily get a detached retina, or you can get the complete tear. You can get more nerve damage. The more you're going to get hit in that area, the worse it's going to get for you. And no one wants to lose their sight. And even when you look at a guy like Mickey Ward, to this day he still has like double vision sometimes. And they even mentioned that during the broadcast, like, oh well, Mickey Ward, he never quit, and to this day he has double vision. He's still okay. So is that what you want? You want people to be going around the rest of their life having double vision if it can be prevented? So I look at it from that way. Like I know everyone looks at it and it looks like he got hit with a shot and that was the end of it. And people are looking at it and saying he should have continued. But again, if that injury is what they say it was, and it was a broken orbital bone, and he was seeing double, and his vision was double vision and blurry vision, then I don't want anyone to have to lose the vision in one of their eyes just so they can go out on their shield in a fight. That's just my opinion. It's probably not the popular opinion, and I can judge it's not the popular opinion according to you with your head shaking over there. You want to turn this sport into like the movie Gladiator. If you had your way, you'd throw lions in the ring and have these guys dodging lions.
Bitched out, son. That's exactly what he did. He got clipped. He didn't want to go out for the 6th round. As soon as he got hit, he was saying no mas. As soon as he got hit, let me tell you this. He didn't want to go out there for that 6th round. And then he claimed, this is the best part, he claimed he got hit with an elbow. They couldn't find it in the truck. And you know what? They find everything in the truck. Those guys can find stuff that we didn't even see. They find out when the cut happened, when it started, when it opened, all that stuff. They find it where? In the truck. You know why? Because they got 45 different cameras looking at you. All right.
Sounds like you're looking for some gotcha moments here now. You're just
saying.
You're just trying to defame this guy at this point.
What
did this guy ever do to you?
That's what he said. He lost me money is what he did. All right. Because I bet on him. All right. So anyway. So look, man. So again, there was no elbow to be found.
No, I agree with that.
The only one in the 5th round.
Did you see any elbows landing?
No, they showed him in the 5th round. The closest it came in the 5th was that push off that he had, and he hit him with a forearm.
Neck or the chest.
That's nonsense. That didn't open his. That didn't. Let me tell you what. If that messed up your eye, then dude, you're in the wrong sport.
Where did that forearm land, Eric? Did it even land in his eye?
It landed on it landed in that area, but it wasn't like a forearm shiver, right? It was a push off.
Because I can't remember seeing. Maybe I missed it. I just don't remember seeing it.
Some guys, when they box, they got those strong stances, where they're like, hunkered down. Some people got loose stances so they can move and be fluid. But some guys have those strong stances on the inside and they block very hard and they throw very hard. You know what I mean? And the thing
Bradley said it was a forearm too. Bradley didn't say
it was a forearm. It was
Bradley
definitely a forearm.
Bradley said he didn't see any elbows either.
It looked like it hit him toward the top of the eye, right? Okay. And it didn't look, listen, man, it did not look like that big of a deal. Put it that way. Yeah. And Lance Meyer said it was an elbow. I didn't see the elbow. When did it happen? Because they showed it and I didn't see it.
It wasn't an elbow either. So
yeah.
And he was getting hit with punches too. Like the jab was hitting him in the face.
Yeah, Lance Meyer said it was an elbow. Listen though, but let's be realistic here, man. Even if it was an elbow, nobody caught it. You didn't cry about it then. You went back to your corner, said you didn't want to fight, said you couldn't see. At that point, it was up to the corner to stop that fight. But the corner says, stop being,
The corner told him, do you want to try to go back out there and see what you can do? And then
what did he say?
He went out there, but then he got it.
He said no, and they were like, just do it anyway.
Yeah.
And then he got popped in the face, and then he quit. It was simple,
Man, he had a broken orbital bone, man. You got to show him a little.
Did he though? Did he though? Because I didn't see no x-rays. I didn't talk to no doctors about this. I didn't see anything substantiated about a broken orbital bone.
If we can get medical records and we get an MRI and an x-ray showing that this was, will you
a broken no.
Will you show him any grace?
No, I'm not going to show him any grace.
There's nothing this guy could do to
Patrick Taylor had his orbital bone broken early in that fight, like midway in that fight. You could see his eye just swelled up. Come on, man. Yeah, and Kevin goes, that's it. He broke his eye. He broke his heart too. That's what happened. I'm going to tell you what. That's what happened. Listen, man, how many chances are you going to give this dude? How many chances are you going to give this dude? This dude come from Top Rank, right? They signed him up right after Shakur. They signed this guy up, the gold medalist. This guy beat Shakur, and he won that fight in the amateurs. He won that fight legit. He definitely beat him.
He did.
Fought a really good fight. And since he's turned pro, I don't know what he was doing from the time he stopped amateurs to the time he started turning pro. I don't know, because it was about a good year, I thought, before he actually went pro. I don't know, but let me tell you what, he has been disappointing. He lost his first fight, lost his last fight, and got knocked out this fight. Son, it's over. His career is over.
Is he done?
Closest he's going to come to a boxing ring is announcing it. That's it. That's it. He can call fights, but that's it. His career is done. Now, don't get me wrong. What's going to happen? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. He's going to come back. They're going to feed him a few little, but I bet Top Rank doesn't renew his contract. I don't know what his contract is, but I know Top Rank won't renew it.
Let me ask you this, though.
Bet you any money on that.
Do you show him a little bit of empathy because of the broken?
No.
Nothing?
Because of what?
Because of the broken
orbital.
Yeah. You have no compassion for the guy?
I'm showing Israel Vazquez. I'm showing him some empathy. This dude, no. I'm not showing him any empathy. None. Because he stopped. He didn't let his corner stop it, even though he was crying in the corner, begging him to stop it, without telling him. Beeb, you're frozen. Or maybe you're not.
I'm not frozen. I'm just
in
shock. I was just
sitting there like
shock.
Some goof.
I was in shock listening to the lack of empathy and compassion. I was like in a trance listening to this. Like I say to myself, this can't be real.
Oh, absolutely real. Are you kidding me? I couldn't believe he quit that fight last night. Oh my God. Totally.
Is anyone in the
chat? You know what? Hey, listen, man. You know what? He could make a comeback if he goes back, becomes transgender, decides to get in the girls thing. You know what I mean? Decides to go that route, go into women's divisions. There's not a whole lot there. You know what I mean?
Now you're going that route now.
I didn't even say nothing, man.
I mean,
I'm trying to give the guy options. What are you trying to give him? Empathy. You're trying to give him empathy. I'm trying to give him a hand up. You know what I'm saying?
Totally uncalled for.
It's heartless. What you mean it was uncalled for?
Does anyone in the chat have any compassion for this guy that broke his orbital last night? I mean, please.
I'm telling you, man, he doesn't deserve any compassion for that. He doesn't, man. He doesn't deserve any compassion on that. Even you agree with me. Look at you. This is Beeb and Eric's right. Look at that. It's right there.
Don't do that, please.
Look, man. I'm telling you. You can always tell when it's me because my name comes up.
Beeb's working with the fucking bookies.
See? Yeah, look. There's mine. You can see it. It's got my name on it. I got the little wrench right there. That's definitely Beeb's right there. So, I mean, come on, man.
It's a sock puppet account. That's not me.
Sock puppet account. I'm telling you right now, man. No, that guy does not deserve anything.
Okay.
Any empathy, no nothing. And Tim Bradley. Oh, this is beautiful too. This peach. So Tim Bradley with the crack analysis over here. This is what he said immediately after the fight. He broke his jaw. Wait, maybe it's his eye. What? What are you talking about? His jaw or his eye?
It was his eye.
Just shut up. Just stop talking at that point because you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know why it was stopped. You don't know why he said, because you know why? Because nobody else knew it either. So what do you think? You get the information before anybody else? No, the referee stopped the fight. The referee didn't even know why he stopped it. He just know the guy didn't want to continue. And he's over there, oh, it's this, it's that, it's this. Come on, man. Stop it. If you're Top Rank, do you re-sign this dude?
No.
No, right? Not even close.
No, because he was highly touted, and he just can't get over the hump. I mean, who can he beat? Is he?
Yeah.
He's
Who is he? Listen, I mean,
he's not beating Nick Ball.
No, and he's a, you can say he's a former champion, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever you want. Okay, so he, come on, man. And I'm not saying, listen, the guy, he's an upper echelon fighter, no question, but he had a lot of help getting there. All right, listen, he's a gold medalist. Nobody can take that away from him. All right, but in the pro game, a lot different, and he found that out. He's been finding it out. He found it out on his first shot as a pro.
Yeah.
So they give you the easiest guy you can possibly get to showcase when you're coming out of the Olympics for your first pro fight, unless you're Lomachenko, right? They give you the easiest guy because they want you to shine, and they don't want to rush you. They want to see where you are, and they know it. This is Top Rank. Yeah. The best matchmakers on the planet. No. I mean, really, they really are. When it comes to building fighters, the best matchmakers ever, and you lose your first pro fight, son, you're lucky they didn't drop you after that.
He hasn't lived up to his expectations, not even close.
No.
So that's a fair assessment. We got to agree with you there, sir.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, like I said, man, I didn't see any elbows. Did you see any elbows? You saw the fight too. I didn't see any elbows.
I didn't. I mean, again, you're going to see a little bit of pushing and shoving, and in the trenches, there's going to be a little bit of physical stuff. But let me,
you know what? Let me let you in a little secret too. You know what? It's a fight.
Thank you. Yeah,
that happens.
And we got to give Espinosa credit too, because for this guy, I was telling Maestro this the other day. For a guy that's as big and tall and long as this guy, he can
scrap. Big dude.
He can scrap on the inside. He can scrap on the inside. He's throwing that short, sneaky uppercut, those little short hooks on the inside as well. And he's very versatile with his attack. And that jab was everything. That jab just kept, like I said, Ramirez likes to dart in. He likes to go in and out. He likes to move. And it's tough when you try to come forward and that jab is catching you on the way in, and then you try to reset on the way out, and that long jab is going to follow you on the way out. So this is a guy who's going to get you coming and going, right, Espinosa? And then when you get close to him, he can still shorten up his shots. So what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do? And he's hurting you with everything he's throwing too. So
there it is.
It is what it is.
All right. Let's talk about the chubby Spanish guy, the chubby Mexican, not me. I'm talking about Richard Torres, the Olympic medal winner for the United States. He wins by TKO in the third over Isaac Munoz. This guy looks pretty good, man. He really does. I don't know how far he'll go. I don't know. But what I'm seeing right now, they're handling him real well, and he looks good.
It was exciting to watch. He's a big puncher.
Yeah.
So
who is the monster from the one that won the 2 gold medals in the heavyweight division? What's his name again?
Jalilov.
Yeah. That's a problem. The problem is that we can't even remember his name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He doesn't fight enough.
And he works for Top Rank. No, that's his promoter.
I thought he was with Top Rank, yeah.
I mean, what are they doing? What's going on with this guy? The fact that he was in the Olympics again rather than getting more pro fights, that guy is ready for a top 10 guy.
Sure.
He's ready for a name guy, man. And I don't know what's going on. I don't understand it. I don't understand what there's something there, and if he doesn't get it figured out, that could cost him his future. It really can.
Years off of his career, man.
Yeah.
Too much inactivity.
That's it.
Absolutely.
I mean, get in there, man. What are you doing? Over there fighting amateurs.
Yeah.
He was a minus 1,200 favorite to win the Olympics. They don't have favorites to win the Olympics. They're all like plus, like very few are like in the minus category where they're favored to win. It's all a crapshoot because they're all good.
That's right.
All right, let's talk about DAZN here. Richard Hitchens versus Liam Parro. Richard Hitchens defeats Liam Parro by split decision. Scores were 117, 111 for Parro, 116, 112 twice for Richard Hitchens. Did you notice his trunk said Hitchens on him? That was good.
Yeah. You know, this was one of those fights where I couldn't have been more wrong because Richardson Hitchens did everything that I expected him not to be able to do. He held his feet in this fight, got his respect. There wasn't a lot of excessive movement. There wasn't a lot of excessive holding. He was able to fight pretty well and hold his own on the inside. And Parro is a kind of an ambush guy. He loves to dart in. He's very explosive. He's got quick feet. And in the first couple rounds, Hitchens had to be able to deal with that foot speed and time him coming in. And, he was feeling his way through the fight. And, the first 4 rounds, I had Parro up 3-1. But then round 5 comes around, and then Hitchens decides to make some adjustments here, changed up his hand positioning. So, he created like a barrier to entry for Parro. So he kept that high guard, kept his hands out there like this. And he said to himself, this is going to be, I'm going to stop him coming in. He may have quicker feet than me, but I'm going to beat him with my hand speed. So as soon as I'm going to just keep my hands out here, catch the shot, and I'm going to just shorten my shots up. So Hitchens is a tall, longer guy, but as I said, he was holding his own in close range. A lot of that had to do with his hand positioning and him just shortening up the shots. And there's no rule that says a jab has to be long. You can still throw a short mid-range jab to catch a guy coming in and to offset the rhythm and to just thwart his attack, right? And that's what he was able to do. He was able to time. It took him a couple rounds to do so, but he was able to time Parro's ambushes and his explosive attacks, and he was catching them with just basically the 1-2. And you can oversimplify the 1-2, but what it all comes down to is just timing and picking up on your opponent's rhythm.
Yeah,
and that's what he was able to do. And I gave Parro only 3 rounds in this fight. One of the judges had Parro winning 9
winning
rounds.
The fight. I
didn't see that.
117, 111.
The other 2 judges had this 8-4. I actually had it 9-3. Some people think that maybe Parro eked out the 12. The 5th was kind of somewhat close, but I gave Hitchens rounds 5 through 12, and I just thought this was like a rout. This was definitely a rout in the second half of the fight. At the very least, Hitchens won 8 of these 12 rounds, in my opinion. I gave him 9. So full credit to him. He showed some toughness. He held his feet. He got his respect. He wasn't being overly evasive in this fight. He wasn't being overly defensive. He wasn't being risk adverse in this fight. He held his ground. And when he had to step on the gas, he stepped on the gas. And, he was punching with Parro, and he was just threading the needle up the middle. And it's just a very comprehensive, very, very solid performance from Hitchens. And he called out Teofimo Lopez after the fight. It could be an all New York matchup, right? I think that would be a great unification fight.
I don't hate it, but I'd rather see there's other people I'd rather see Teofimo fight, put it that way.
Sure. But here's the problem, and G Funky made this point on Twitter. It's like if you don't have a style like Parro to force Hitchens to fight, he could fall back on that. I'm gonna just kind of lay back and be the counter puncher and just kind of pick and prod from the outside. He had no choice but to hold his feet in this fight, or it would have been like the first 4 rounds. He would have. Some people arguably said, even his corner said, you could be down 4-4 zip. You got to do something, right? Yeah. So I if he didn't do something, then he would have all the rounds would have been like the first 4, and that would have been a problem for him. But like I said, Teofimo Lopez is another counterpuncher. So to your point, the way those 2 styles mesh, it could make for kind of a uneventful, unentertaining fight.
Yeah.
if Hitchens decides to lay back like he normally does, because Tio may not put the pressure on like a Parro would and force him to fight. It's the same thing with Shakur. If you force Shakur to fight, he'll fight. But if you don't force him to fight, he's going to coast. And that seems to be the case with Hitchens. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll have to see moving forward.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Robert, let me get your opinion on this. What were your thoughts on the let's go back to the Valdez or the Robeisy Ramirez Rafael Espinosa fight?
Well, look, I'm conflicted on this because I have eye issues. I was born with eye problems from day one, and so I can sympathize with people quitting if they've got a legitimate injury where it involves their eyes. But the way he did it, it was an extremely bad look. He should not have come out for the 6th round at all. He should have said, look.
He should have just stayed in his corner. Yep. I agree.
Stayed in his corner and said, look, I'm not fighting. That's it. I'm done. I'm hurt. I can't, the way he did it, it looks really bad. And when you get the quitting thing labeled on you, it's going to be very difficult for you to get to fight. And it doesn't look like he's really motivated to really fight anyway.
Nah. He doesn't want to be in there, man.
Now you're going to dump on him too. You're going to throw dirt on this guy's grave. You're going to kick sand in this guy's face, just like Eric.
Here, man.
You started off pretty well here.
He quit.
You started out pretty well when you were talking about but your eye situation, and you looked like you were going to show a little bit of empathy and compassion. What did you do? You did a heel turn.
No,
you did a heel turn, and you capitulated to him. To the left of me.
No, when it comes to boxing, I've got to agree with Eric here. He quit.
Plain and simple.
When you get that label put on you, nobody's going to want to deal with you.
Nope.
You had that label on you, and we still treat you like
Top Rank's going to kick him to the curb.
We never quit on you,
right? That's what I think too, Robert.
We never quit on you when you tapped out a few times on this channel. We always stuck by your side.
Look, I'm not in the ring.
You still have access to the benefits package. We didn't cut you off.
Benefits package.
Oh, give me a break.
Yeah, but Robert, would you agree? Would you agree, Robert, that it would have made more sense for the corner to keep him out of there? They had to know how bad he was hurting or how bad it was. They should have stopped the fight for him, because if they stopped the fight, he could blame them, and that's what he should. You know what I mean?
Let's go back, Eric, to Gennady Golovkin when he fought Cal Brook. Look at what he did to Cal Brook.
Yeah.
I think he broke both of his orbital bones.
No, he broke the one, and then Spence broke the other.
Yeah, and Cal Brook
went out on the shield both fights. Yeah,
but he was never the same after that. Both times, So, look, it's a very difficult situation, but the way he did it, it looks bad, and I think both Valdez and he both need to find something else to do, because Valdez can't go down in weight. He can't go up in weight. I think he's a smart guy. Hopefully he can do commentating on fights or something, but neither one of these guys should be in the ring anymore. And I agree with Joe as far as Riches and Hitchens is concerned. Him and Lopez, that could be a very boring fight with the way they fight. And Joe, I also scored it 9-3. I don't know what Angel Vazquez, the judge who scored it for Parro, what he was watching, because there's no way he won 9 rounds.
He was watching my bank accounts, what he was watching.
Robbie, did you have it like a clean sweep from rounds 5 through 12 like me?
Yeah, 5 through 12. I mean, I couldn't give Parro anything after round 4.
Yeah.
No. And I think that was great work by his corner, by the way. Hey, you're down 4-0. If you don't do something, you're going to regret this.
Now, Robbie, there was a lot of people talking in that corner, and sometimes we say that that's not always the best thing. But one thing I can say is at least everyone that was talking in that corner, they were all saying the same thing. You gotta step on the gas here. So at least
That's right.
it's almost like, to me, Richard Hitchens always, like, it's like he's searching for confirmation. So he wants to hear more than one person tell him something, and almost to confirm what's being said to him is correct. It's almost like he's always looking for a second opinion. Like he's looking outside the ring, talking to people outside the ring. I think during one of his fights, Shakur Stevenson called him on the cell phone or something, and they put the cell phone in his corner. He's always looking for reinforcement from other people, to kind of validate what's being told to him. And it's kind of a weird thing, but it's kind of funny in a way too. So
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. What's the matter with you? It's funny in a way.
I'm a very observant individual.
The guy's having issues. The guy's having issues, and it's funny to you. What's the matter with you?
I mean,
get it together. All right, get it together.
To each his own.
Robert, let me ask you a question. What do you think of Richard Torres?
I agree with you, Eric. I think he's good. I like the way he's developing, but I'm really not sure how far he can go. I would like to see the competition stepped up a little bit, so we can see, where he's at. But again, that's kind of hard to say too, because I don't know who you put him in against. I know Top Rank has people like a Jogba and people like that, but I don't know if he's ready for somebody like a Jogba. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's time that they step up his competition a little bit, because a lot of his fights have looked too easy. He needs a tougher fight so we can find out just exactly what this guy has in his toolbox.
There you go.
Robbie, before you go, tell everyone to hit the like button.
Yeah. Hey, guys, do us a favor and hit the motherfucking like button, okay?
He did it on cue, too. I didn't have to hit the button. Thanks, Robert. Go ahead and put yourself back on hold.
All right.
All right. Let's talk about the upcoming fights here. There's a lot of them here on Friday, December 13th, London on DAZN. Oh, it's Friday the 13th. Look at that. George Lidard versus the dreaded TBA, 8 rounds middleweights. Shannon, who's promoting? What is this? Who is this? This is on DAZN? Pay-per-view. This is what you're paying for. Who's George Lidard? Come on, stop it. 8 rounds? Not even going over it. Not doing it. December 13th on DAZN from Orlando, Florida. Antonio Vargas versus Winston Guerrero, 12 rounds bantamweights. All right, not bad. Jürgen Hovhannissian versus Patrick Malata, 8 rounds heavyweights. And that's about it for that card. Let's see here. Now, Saturday, December 14th, Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico on ESPN Plus. Jaime Munguia versus Bruno Saras, 10 rounds, super middleweights. Alan Picasso Romero versus Isaac Saki, 10 rounds, junior featherweights. There you go. And that's on ESPN. Munguia making another appearance here. December 14th, Monte Carlo, Monaco on DAZN. Siobhan Clark versus Leonardo Mosquea, 12 rounds cruiserweights. Mirjan Akhmadiliev versus Ricardo Espinosa, 12 rounds junior featherweights. Gary Cully versus Maxie Hughes, 10 rounds lightweights. There you go. Now, December 14th, let's see, in Liverpool, England, Natasha Jonas, there's no TV on this, so maybe you can see it on Sky or something like that. Natasha Jonas versus Ivana Habazin for 10 rounds for Jonas's 20 minutes for Jonas's IBF women's welterweight title and Habazin's WBC women's welterweight title.
Unification.
Yeah. It's a barn burner there, right? On DAZN on the 14th from Ontario, California, Alexis Rocha versus Raul Curiel, 10 rounds welterweights. Charles Conwell from Ohio versus Gerardo Vergara, 10 rounds junior middleweights. John Ramirez versus Ephraim Boye, 10 rounds junior bantamweights. There you go. Marlon Esparza, is that the one that what's his face is married to?
No, that's the other one. Sinisa Estrada is she
No.
retired. Yeah, she retired. But she fought.
Well, where's she going? Where's she going?
She fought Marlon Esparza twice.
She lost?
She won.
Did she win both times?
Yeah, she beat her twice.
All right, well, there you go. Good for her. Good for her. The 24th, now looking ahead here, on December 24th, Christmas Eve, ESPN Plus. This is going to be from Tokyo, so it's an early one. I love the early fights.
Yeah.
Naoya Inoue versus Sam Goodman, 12 rounds for Inoue's undisputed junior featherweight championship. That's going to be insane. That's a good fight. That's a real good fight. And then, so we're going to switch right into the news and rumors here. December 30th, Tokyo on the Fanmio YouTube channel. All right. Ryan Garcia versus Rukia Anpo, 8 rounds, 153 catchweight exhibition. Carmel Moten is on that undercard. Hopefully he comes in on weight versus Albert Pagara. So look, man, have you heard anything else? I haven't heard a thing about what's going on here. And it's still listed on the schedule. The Ryan Garcia fight. I mean, is Golden Boy, what are they going to do here?
They'll probably let it go on and they'll just have him pay a percentage to the promotional company, I'm guessing.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
This has gone this is way deep into it. I mean, they got a card and everything together. They can't, and what are you going to do?
Let the guy make a little cash while he's waiting for
right?
his suspension, or while he's waiting for his suspension to be out.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. It's a suspension and it helps you. This is what De La Hoya did. It helps you. He's staying in shape. He goes in there. He does an exhibition.
He's keeping his name out there.
Right. And it helps you. And I don't understand. I hate De La Hoya. I cannot stand De La Hoya. Don't understand it, man. Don't understand it. All right. Let's get to the rest of the news and rumors here. Boots Ennis, Beeb, is taking a pounding online here. I mean, everybody is on him. Is this criticism justified?
Yeah, because he said that he was going to go up to 154 after his last fight. He said he wanted the big fights. Said he wanted to be involved in the money fights up at 154. And this the proposed fight with Virgil Ortiz was definitely going to be a money fight. And now they're saying, I guess part of the negotiations was they wanted Ortiz to come down to 147. And I'm like, you already know the guy can't make 147. Last time he tried to make 147, he was in the hospital. So,
yeah.
What do you like? And then he comes out and says, "Oh, he never heard about the offer at all." Boots Ennis, but yet people on his team were talking about the offer. Eddie was talking about it. Other people in his team were talking about it online, on Twitter. So,
and then didn't he come out and say that he didn't get the offer or something like that?
Yeah. So he said he didn't get the offer. He didn't hear about the offer. He didn't know that there was even negotiations for the fight. And
no, let me ask you a question, just real quick before I don't want to get you off track, but I just want to ask you a question. He says he didn't get the offer. Eddie Hearn came out online and said, "Oh, he got the offer. He got the offer. We gave it to him." Why do you do that? Why would you do that? He's your fighter.
Yeah.
Stupid. He's your fighter.
Yeah.
You are supposed to protect him. Yeah. He's your guy. You are promoting him. The last thing I need, you need help. I don't need a hindrance. You know what I mean? I don't need you to mess me up. I'm trying to get this here. You know what I mean?
But for in defense of Eddie was the one that was being asked, and he came out and said that he was offered the fight before Boots said he wasn't. So Boots comes out and says, "Well, I'm hearing everyone saying that I was offered this fight, but I had no idea about it. Maybe my team knew about it, but I didn't know about it." So all these people that work with you and around you are negotiating on your behalf without communicating with you at all. I just find that hard to believe. I'm sorry.
And fanboy Killer for Life just said Eddie is just telling the truth. Blame Team Ennis. I get it. I get that. But guys, aren't they supposed to work together? You know what I mean? If I got a client, I'm not going to trash my client.
No, but Ennis came out after Eddie and said that that he didn't know about the offer. So Eddie didn't know that Ennis was going to come out and say that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't understand. With all the social media and nonsense that goes on, why can't you guys get on the same page?
I blame Ennis, bro. I mean,
listen. Ennis is the problem, no question.
I just blame Ennis.
But you got guys like De La Hoya, you got guys like Eddie Hearn who go on there, contradict everything they say. Listen, don't do it in public. Yeah. Get on the phone and talk to him.
I know what you're saying. I've seen Eddie has talked out of both sides of his mouth on certain occasions, but I have to defend him here. This was not one of those times.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me crazy when I see these guys going back and forth on websites, social media, and everything like that. Talk to each other. This is why problems start. And the same thing with De La Hoya and Ryan Garcia. De La Hoya is still trying to keep his name relevant. Like, dude, nobody cares about you anymore. You're not the face anymore. Yeah. Nobody can, if I saw De La Hoya again or not, I could care less.
Yeah.
Would you care if you ever saw his face again? Nobody would.
No, I'm not really crazy about the guy, to be honest.
No. So, like, why not? You got a guy here. By the way, the only one worth anything in his stable. All right, let's be honest.
Ryan.
Who else has he got?
It's just Ryan.
Virgil Ortiz. That's it.
Well, Virgil Ortiz is a really good fighter too. He's got a lot of potential. Obviously,
he's got a lot of potential. But listen, man, Ryan Garcia is there making you money.
Yeah,
and he makes a lot of money.
Ryan's the biggest name in the stable
by far. You had Canelo and you lost Canelo.
Yeah, you did.
All right. So you got Ryan on here, and if his contract's up anytime, he's walking. He's out. He's not giving you the time.
I have a hard time seeing him. Yeah, I have a hard time seeing him re-sign with Golden Boy.
No way.
I don't see it.
No way.
I agree.
100% hard no.
Sure.
Absolutely.
I don't see.
I mean, same deal. So like maybe you ought to work with these guys rather than go over here and trash all of them and everything like that. Because I tell you what, you can't tell me you didn't know that fight was happening. You can't tell me you didn't know it was happening.
Yeah.
I'll
be honest, it's a very embarrassing situation.
And the thing is, Boots Ennis ought to be ashamed of himself too. Because here's a guy who's clamoring for a big fight, who that's all he's shouting to through the rafters. I need a big fight. We got you a big fight. Listen, Turkey's got your name on the list. It ain't going to get no bigger. This is a big fight. Him and Virgil Ortiz was a big fight, and that is a very winnable fight for either guy. I favor Ennis in this, but look, a lot of people favor Virgil in this.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. It's a 50-50 fight.
I like Virgil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good fight, man. Whatever you think about it, it's a good fight. And it's a big fight.
Guess who Virgil's fighting in February?
Madrimov,
yeah.
Jesus, that's a better fight than the Boots fight.
Just as good, if not better. Yeah.
I think it's a better fight than the Boots fight. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
Madrimov is no joke. And it'll be interesting to see how Virgil handles him after seeing Madrimov and Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, I was about to say, seeing how well Madrimov did against Crawford, this makes this fight very intriguing, to be honest.
Didn't miss a beat, did he?
No.
Didn't miss a beat. Because you know what? As you're standing there, there's 10 more guys waiting to replace you. 10 more big fights waiting to replace you.
And he was going to fight. Who else was he going to fight? He was going to fight. Oh no! So Madrimov was going to fight Bohachuk, but he pulled out.
He got some kind of illness or something like that.
I had a feeling. They were. He was going to pull out of that fight.
Yeah,
the Ortiz fight's a much bigger fight.
Fanboy says Boots not ready for Virgil anyway. Well, maybe they knew something. They knew something.
Should be ready for him. I mean,
yeah. Gavin's ghost. Boots has been stuck in neutral forever, and it's his own doing.
Yeah,
and he can't even say nothing. It's his own doing. That's the thing. He's got a good promoter. And he's got you have a chance when Turkey's putting you on those cards. Those are mega cards. Those are Don King-esque type cards. In fact, and we're going to get to this in a minute. The one on February 22nd, I think that beats the Don King cards. I think it does.
That's a good card.
I mean, you may not have, well, what did you have? Repeat or revenge? 4 title fights in the Don King era. And they were all solid 50-50 fights when you looked at them, right?
You're right.
When I looked at this card, all of them are good fights. It's better than the Don King card. Listen, it's better. than the old Don King cards used to be.
It's a good card.
Because that used to be our standard, those old ones, where, Tyson was locked up and he had to put together, and he made it work. He made it work, man.
Make it work, yeah.
Don King, baby. Some sad news this weekend, or this week, excuse me. Israel Vazquez passed away at the age of 46. He was only 46 years old, guys. Passed away. He was diagnosed with stage 4 sarcoma cancer. I'm not sure how it starts. I think it sucks that he didn't get a chance, any kind of fighting chance or anything like that, to get diagnosed with stage 4 and, have that, because we only found out I reported this, a week or two ago?
Yeah.
It was just a week or two ago.
That's right.
And they had put together a GoFundMe and all that other stuff. And unfortunately,
happened so quick, didn't it?
He had to be pretty far gone. I mean, he had to be pretty far gone at that point, which it just sucks, man. It really sucks. Yeah. So 46 years old, man. So awful. So, all right, let's talk about the February 22nd Riyadh season card. It is stacked. Beeb, I'm going to go down the line with these fights here. 7 fights.
There's not a bad fight on this card.
No, not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit. You're right.
Arthur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol 2, headline. Co-main, Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker.
Tough fight.
How you feel about that one now, Beeb? Huh?
It's a tough one.
You sat there and you downed Daniel Dubois for quitting and everything like that. Now look at him.
I would never do that.
Now look at him. I bet you feel dumb, don't you?
I'm really good friends with Daniel Dubois.
You guys are flat neighbors? I mean, what is this?
I was FaceTiming him the other day, man.
You're FaceTiming. Shakur Stevenson. Another name you're not used to seeing on these cards. Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield. Now, that's not a bad fight.
It's interesting, isn't it?
It's interesting, but Floyd's a young fighter, man.
Yes.
He's a young fighter, and he may have bitten off too much. Maybe he saw something. I don't know.
He's a big puncher.
I like Floyd. I like Floyd Schofield. I like Shakur. It's a good fight. This one is an interesting one, man. Carlos Adames versus Hamza Shiraz. They love Hamza Shiraz. Turkey loves that guy. That's his guy, man. That is going to be a good fight.
Title fight.
Virgil Ortiz Jr. versus Israel Madrimov.
Love that
That's
fight.
way down the card, by the way. That's down the card. That fight could be a main event anywhere else. It's down the card.
Sure.
Big Bang Zhang, Zhilei Zhang versus Agit Kabayel. And to round it off, Joshua Buatsi versus Callum Smith.
Love it.
That's an insane card.
I like every single fight.
Every one.
I like
every one of them. Fight Doctor says Schofield's a live dog. Yeah, I believe he is.
Yeah, you can argue.
He's a young fighter, man. That's the only thing that gets me. He's a young fighter. And I know Shakur is too. Different types of young, though.
Here's the thing, man. Like Shakur Stevenson obviously is going to be the favorite in that fight, but Floyd Schofield is a quick, athletic, explosive, big puncher.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be a fun fight.
Come on, Alonzo. Come on, man. Alonzo Spectacular says, I guarantee some of these fights are not going to happen. Oh, come on, man. Why do you do this? Why do you got to pee on our dreams like that, man? We're trying to enjoy things.
Hateful thinking.
We're trying to get, yeah. Come
Hateful
on.
Thinking.
Stop it. Come on. Just turn. Danny, Alonzo has a point. Danny, both you and Alonzo need to get together, do some partying, get your outlooks right.
We got Christmas in a couple weeks.
Come
Let's
on.
be positive.
Holiday season, man.
Holiday season. Let's be cheerful here. Come on. Let's not be like,
come on.
You know, got a lot to be thankful for this year.
Gavin's Ghost says, please, Turkey, no concert. Listen,
oh, yeah. Can't stand this fucking nonsense.
Hey. Enough. Let me tell you this. If Turkey wants to do a concert, he can do a concert. He's putting on all this stuff for you. Maybe he wants to see Alice in Chains or whoever's going to play that week. I don't know.
Eric, please.
Come on, man. What's the matter with you?
Killing me today.
Come on. I'll tell you, the negative energy that's being brought here to my doorstep right now.
Ask Robbie. Put Robbie back on and ask Robbie if he likes the concerts.
Robert, do you like the concerts?
No, I do not like a
Just
concert,
go back
but
on
I
hold. Just
love
go back
that.
on hold.
I love that fight
Would you?
card.
Let me ask you this: if you have to put up with a concert to watch the fight card, would you?
Yes, because
All
I've
right.
already done it.
That's it. See, that's right. Robert's a trooper.
Done it. You got no choice.
He's a trooper. He doesn't quit like Ramirez does when things get tough. You don't
Come on,
see
Eric.
Robert buying out.
Eric, please.
All right, Robert, go back on hold. What's the matter with
Get
you?
out of here. Scram.
What's wrong with you? Get out of here. What's wrong with you? Beeb, the Hall of Fame class for 2025. Finally.
Oh,
Finally. Sugar Lee Groves, I know he's out there, and I know he's listening, and I know he voted for my man, Vinny Paz. Mike Montero, it's Paisan. I know he voted for Vinny Paz too, baby. That's right. My man, Vinny Paz, finally does it. 5-time champion. Listen, I got to be honest. This is long overdue, by the way, right? Long overdue. Come on. Don't forget, guys, like and subscribe. But this is long overdue.
I'm so
Paz
happy.
should have been in years ago.
I'm so happy he got in.
Years ago, Beeb.
Yeah.
Years ago, he should have been in. No question about it. So on my wall over here is the bleed for this poster signed by Vinny Paz. How about that?
Did he sign it for you?
Yeah. Yeah. Pazmanian Devil. Yep.
Wow. You met him? You met him, Eric?
I didn't meet him, but I knew his publicist. I was talking to his publicist, and we were going to try it. We got him on the show. We did. We got him on the show the one
I'd like
time.
to bring
This
him
is part
back.
of the show.
I'd like to bring him back to talk about being.
We got to bring him. Yeah, we'll bring him back on. We'll bring him back on for sure. But I remember sitting there. I probably told the story a billion times. It'll be 1,000,000,001. Just listen. All right. So I'm sitting at home. It was 9-something at night. She told me that he's going to be calling. He'll be calling. I figure he'll call. We'll set something up, and then we'll go. He called me. It was about 9 o'clock at night. It was on a Friday. I'm sitting here on Friday night. It was Friday or Saturday. I know I'm sitting there. We were watching TV. Me and Lisa were watching TV, and my phone rings. I don't recognize it. I answer it. It's him. It's Vinny Paz. Just call. I thought she was calling me back to set it up. No, it's Vinny Paz calling me. And when I tell you, he's like the nicest guy. Like one of your dreams has to be like, if I could hang out with this dude for just one night.
Oh, he's a fun guy.
Can you imagine?
He's a fun guy.
Can you imagine? And anyway, man, this dude talked to me. We talked for about a good 2 hours about everything, about every possible thing you can possibly imagine, man. He was so cool. And I told him, I said, listen, I gotta have you on the, online. Cause I told him about this, the show and everything and how I wanted to interview him and stuff like that. And I wanted to get him on live and everything. And he couldn't have been cooler about it. He called back a couple of days later. We got him back and then we, rehashed a lot of stuff or whatever. We, interviewed him or whatever. But he is honestly the coolest guy you will ever meet. Ever.
I remember
Awesome.
I asked you to ask him about Dana Rosenblatt.
That's right. Just one night, fight doctor. That's it. Just one night. Me and Paz hitting the town for just one night. He didn't like Dana Rosenblatt. That much I can tell you. Let me tell you what. If we get him on again and you mention Dana Rosenblatt, we're gonna cut you. All right. You'd be on Robert's status.
I wanted to see though, because he hated Dana.
He did because I asked him about that and he did not like it. You could tell there was some animosity there.
Dana, right? Because Dana's from Massachusetts. He's from Malden. Like he's from probably 15.
He said he was
minutes.
stuck up or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he didn't like his he's just very conceited, like the way he's very condescending to Vinny.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. That's what he was saying. He was a real stuck up. Just he thought he was better. I think that's what it was. He thought he was better than Paz or something like that.
Yeah. He's very dismissive of Vinny. Very condescending.
I never did understand that, man.
Yeah, he had an elitist attitude because Vinny's a blue collar. He's a regular guy. Blue collar.
And let's not forget, Vinny gave him a shot. It's not like Rosenblatt was out there. Vinny was out there looking for Rosenblatt. Vinny gave him the shot.
Vinny was the name. Vinny was the name of the first. Both fights. Vinny's the name. Vinny's arguably at the time. Vinny's like the biggest fighter in New England at that time.
Yeah,
Hagler was retired.
Absolutely, Vinny's bigger
was
than
gone.
Hagler. Come on, bigger than Hagler. Don't even get Hagler. I don't even know who that guy is. Is he even in the Hall of Fame? Come on, man. Talking about Paz here, son.
No, but at that time, Vinny was the biggest name on Dana's record.
And he's still the biggest name on Dana's record. What are you talking about? He's the biggest name in the Hall of Fame right now, son. Come on. Get it together. Get it together. I'm going to call Lois. She's going to straighten you out.
We should get him back on though.
Some dude, yeah, I'm gonna call. Yeah, I'm gonna call him. We're gonna get him back on. Some dude named Manny Pacquiao. Do you know who this is? Manny Pacquiao? He made it. First ballot Hall of Famer. I thought he was already in. I forgot about that. I thought he was already in.
Because he had that fight with Ugas.
And it has to be like 4 years or something like that.
What was that fight? Was that fight in 2022 or something? When did he fight Ugas?
Something like that. It's got to be 21 or I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. But I think
Rocky
you have to
Balboa.
What do you have to be retired? 3 years now? I think they changed
something like that.
Yeah.
But he's in. Yeah, Pacquiao was a shoo-in. You knew he was going to get in. Vinny Paz, my man, is in finally. Michael, second to none, got in.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to get in, but I'm
happy.
I'm happy for him too, man.
Did he have a better career? Listen, ask yourself, did he have a better career than Arturo Gatti? That's what I'm saying.
You always fall back to that.
I mean, I'm just saying.
You know, people forget he was a silver medalist too in the Olympics.
Michael Nunn?
He had a great amateur career.
Yeah, Michael Nunn was really good.
2-division world champion, middleweight and I think middleweight and super middleweight. He did not win a light heavyweight title though. Yeah,
he was good. He was a solid fighter, man. Solid fighter.
Yeah.
Randy Gordon, the commissioner.
I love Randy Gordon.
Made it in. Ross Greenberg from HBO made it in. And Kenny Bayless, Floyd Mayweather's favorite referee, Kenny Bayless made it in. He's a good ref. I can't even front. He's a pretty good ref. I like him. Also, too, 3 chicks made it in that were on the list. I don't remember their names. I didn't write them down.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't even write. All right, hold on. All right.
Oh my God, he's Googling it.
I'm gonna Google it. Hold on. All right, here it goes.
Oh God, he's horrible.
Hold on. All right, here it goes. I'm gonna read these hoes to you. Jessica Chavez, Annie Sophie Mathis.
Oh, I know
and
her.
Mary. No, you don't. Shut up. No, you don't. Mary Jo Sanders. Do you know any of these chicks? Any of them?
I know the Mexican woman.
No, you don't.
I do.
What's her name? What's her name?
Sophie Mathis. I do know her. Tony P, man. Tony P. He's a teacher, man.
Son.
Got a master's degree, man.
I got a master's degree.
I mean, you gotta show Tony P some respect, man.
I love Tony P. He's just calling me sexist, but I didn't say anything sexist. I didn't say anything sexist. B, what did I say? I didn't say anything. Yeah, B, what's her record, by the way?
She has a lot. She has like 30 something.
She's got a lot of fights. Yeah, she's got a lot of fights.
No, she does. She has like 30 something fights. A lot of fights.
Is that right? You got a lot of fights. Will Lomachenko be the one with the least amount of fights to go in the Hall of Fame?
Probably, yeah.
I wonder. I don't know, because he's definitely headed there, right? We can't be sexist in 2024. All right, Tony. Well, what about 2025? Can I revisit my sexist ways in 2025? I'm trying, man. I'm really trying, Tony. I need you to work with me. I need you to work with me here. I'm trying my best. Yeah. So, have you heard of any of those 3? Did Heather Hardy make the Hall of Fame?
Anna Sophie.
No, she didn't make the Hall of Fame.
You said Anna Sophie Mathis?
I don't know, man. I said a bunch of girls' names. I don't know who they are. You don't even know who they are.
She's actually French. I said she was Mexican.
Stop
She's actually French.
Yeah. That's how much you know her. Yeah, she's Mexican. Come on, man. You don't even know.
No, because she fought Cecilia Brækhus. I remember her. That's why, because she fought Cecilia Brækhus.
Yeah, sure you do. Yeah, right. Fight doctor had to chime in. Lomachenko doesn't belong anywhere near the Hall of Fame. He hates Lomachenko, right? He hates him, man. That's cold-blooded.
He's getting in, though.
Yeah, where's Ann Wolfe? Is she in there?
I think she's in.
Ann Wolfe's got to be in, right?
Yeah, she made it. I think she got in.
Let me see, Ann Wolfe Hall of Fame. Yeah, Boxing Hall of Fame. Ann Wolfe.
She got in.
Yeah.
She was one of my favorite. And I did an interview with her a couple maybe like 5 years ago. She was fun, man. She's funny.
I love Ann Wolf.
Yeah,
There's something about her. I love Ann Wolf.
She's a really down to earth, honest person. She doesn't bullshit.
She's my favorite. I don't know what it is about her. It's just something about her makes me swoon.
It's funny when she cusses. When you talk to her, she cusses and shit. It's hilarious.
Well, I'm a gentleman, so I don't know what you're talking about. All right. She's a unit. That's cold.
Bro, she's tough, man.
I love Ann Wolf. Yeah.
She's a good fighter, man.
All right, guys, that'll do it for this edition of Ringside Reporter. As always, you can catch Joe Habib on X at jhabib1, YouTube channels at ringsidereporterlive.com, and you can find me on X at ringside73. Guys, we will catch you next week.
Imagine if Golovkin and Lomachenko